Very good morning to all of you, particularly the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you so much, Professor Doctor. In fact, it's a mutual admiration society. I do admire him and get inspired of him also, the way he conducts himself and take a lot of imaginations to transform it into reality, and it's pretty inspiring. Thank you so much. God bless you for that. And first of all, namaste to everyone, particularly our honorable guests from around the world. So beautiful people you all are. And we Indians are known to be warm-hearted and we love people because the world is a single place. It's a small village today. A very good morning to you, the young, bright students here. It's always a pleasure whenever I happen to meet, come across the students. I mean, at least, on the lighter side, I would say that at least I'm still not that old. Staying young at heart is one thing, but then feeling that, having this similar kind of enthusiasm, and particularly, that Josh has to be there. It's very important that the future of the world are you guys. It's very important when you're talking about in this kind of platform. I'm an honor that today I'm sharing the dais and with all of you as dignitaries, as learned people, scholars, academicians, entrepreneurs. And look at the way the whole humanity is evolving today. Various spectrums of life, various spheres of life that we come across. But then, when we sit together for a cause, we could change, we could transform the whole world the way we want. I always say, and it's my signature line, I call it, together we can. Whenever there is a single color, you have suppose a blue, a green, a yellow, all that. Individually, it looks definitely beautiful. But then just imagine, you put it all together, how beautiful it looks on the horizon, and we call that rainbow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what is required. That is what the strength of unity, that's the strength of togetherness. Anything that you want to achieve, it becomes much easier when you join hands with people having similar kind of traits in the mind, similar kind of aspirations, similar kind of vision, similar kind of determinations. It's very important when you're talking about such an interesting topic today. I would like to touch upon three aspects of what I would like to talk about today. One is the education system. Of course, I would like to focus on the Indian education system, but then finally globally, overall. Second, you're talking about leadership and the entrepreneurship, but more important in the social context. Because I understand social entrepreneurship is the major focus today in this August gathering. When the technology is making rapid changes across the globe, internet has been ubiquitous with all of us. And just imagine India itself, not just boasting of the kind of population we have. We are over 1 billion strong population. But the most important is the youth that we have. About 65% of Indian population are youth below 35 years of age. That way we are the youngest nation in the world. And just imagine the population when a couple of decades ago, I remember we all used to say, oh my God, where are we heading it? With this kind of population, it's like bursting at the seams. Whatever welfare scheme, the development thing that you're talking about will never happen with this kind of population. the kind of resources that we'll be needing, the kind of consumption that we'll have as consumers of various things. But today, it's a blessing for us. We take pride in saying, yes, we are a young nation. And that's a very important thing, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, whenever I meet such young spirit across the globe, the looks could be different, with various colors, shapes, and sizes, but the mind is always vibrant. And that's important. If you're talking about building of the nation, any country for that matter, I'm not talking about what the politicians talk about, no. A real building of the nation rests on the young shoulders of the bright young people like you. And I happen to be associated with many universities and colleges across India and outside. Happen to be in the advisory board of many top universities also. And it gives me a lot of pleasure when I interact, not just with the faculties, but then I always look for an opportunity to get closer to the young people because I learn a lot. That's my selfish desire. Learning and knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, are the two tools that leads you to wisdom. If you happen to understand the difference between these two words, knowledge and wisdom. When you are talking about that, yes, of course, the gray hairs like me, probably, well, it's dyed up, so it doesn't show up the kind of gray silvers that's lurking out of my head. But then, the important thing is the combination of youth, combination of energy with experience, knowledge. When you put it together, like I said always, I may find this as a common thread in my talk today. It is togetherness, united effort. You know, the team spirit, that's very important. And that not only will help you today as a student, particularly I'm talking about you students, because I'm sure we have already very, very learned intellectuals sitting here. So I cannot have the, I can't commit that mistake of even trying to address them anything. In fact, I'm honored that I'm standing in front of them. But then you, the future of any nation, are the people who together could change, transform anything that you want. Even in the a little extreme context, if you look at the history of the world, any kind of revolution which has happened only because of the youth. So that's the power you have. Unfortunately, what is happening in the other context which I'm always disturbed about, and I am very vocal about it also, is the way such bright minds are being misused by the vested interests of people like the politicians. Stay away from that. You can build up the nation, but then the leadership is required, not the kind of politics which is happening across the world today. It's not what you, where you can use your potential, the strength that you carry. Today we have in India, if you're talking about just India, just because of the population, we have about close to 500 million internet users. Probably bigger than a continent population. That's the kind of people we have. So it means our people are at least well connected, informative, may not be knowledgeable, may not be having the kind of wisdom that we are talking about, but then that's a different thing altogether. But more important is the kind of connectivity that technology has been giving to all of us. Today, the universe, the globe has shrunk. We call it almost like a village today.